Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. I'm Liz and in today's video I'm going to teach you how to take accurate measurements, which is very important in garment construction because once your measurement is wrong, your outfit is going to come out wrong. So before we start, I want you to know that we have the vertical measurement and the horizontal measurement. Where the vertical measurement means your measurements from the shoulder down to the bust to the waist to the hip straight up to the ground or the floor, and the horizontal measurement is the measurements around your body. Yes, so I'm going to use this beautiful dummy here to teach you how to take your measurements. so let's begin. We are going to take the shoulder measurement first, and the shoulder measurement starts from one side of the body here, of the shoulder, to the other side of the shoulder. I mean from here, from one end to the other end. Whatever you get is your shoulder measurement. I hope you can see that. Whatever you get is your shoulder measurement. So my dummy shoulder measurement is 13.5 inches. Yeah. And from the shoulder, we are going to take the vertical body measurement, which starts from the nape of the shoulder. When I say the nape of the shoulder, I mean from here, okay? Where you're going to start, right here, the nape of the shoulder here, and to the higher part of your bust, which is the bust point, okay? The highest part of your bust, let me bring this up. The highest part of your bust is the bust point. So from the nape of your shoulder to the highest part of your bust is going to be your bust point. And from your bust point, still your hand on the measuring tape from the nape of your shoulder, you pass it down to under your bust, and that is your under bust. So whatever you get here is your under bust measurement. And from your under bust measurements, we are going to your waist. To get your waist, you just have to bend like this. Then you bend like this. The place that goes in, okay, you bend this way. The place that goes in, the smallest part of your waist, that is where you take up to. That is your shoulder to your waist. So your shoulder to your waist is going to be at the smallest part of your waist, and it's going to be a high waist, okay? So somewhere here on my dummy, 17. That is my dummy's shoulder to waist. And from the nape of your shoulder through your bust, your under bust, your waist, to the widest part of your hip. That is your hip point, okay? Your hip point measurement is up to the widest part of your hip. The widest part of your hip, and the widest and the hardest part of your hip. So yeah, so the hip point, my dummy is plastic, so the tape is not stable on it. Yeah, so somewhere here, yeah, somewhere here, that is your hip point. So yes, that's all for the vertical measurement. See that it's so simple. You can take your own measurements, and you can even take measurements of others. Accurate body measurements. So yeah, from there we are going to take the horizontal body measurements. So let's start. I'm going to take the bust. It should be straight. So we are taking it at the high point, okay? And it should be straight, okay? So this is the bust. This is the bust. It should be able to move freely, not so tight and not so loose. It should be able to move freely. And you should have one of your fingers in between, okay, the tip and the body, okay. And from there we are moving to the waist. You can even use a thread or anything to tie the waist so that you see where exactly your waist should be, or otherwise just bend like this and you get your waist, the smallest part of the waist. So here is the waist measurement. It shouldn't be so tight and it shouldn't be loose either. You should just be able to move around. The tape should be able to move around the waist freely, okay? And you get the measurements like this. Can you see that? So the measurement is 25. Yeah, I hope you can see. 25. And now to the hip. The widest part, the hip, the tape should be able to move around freely as well, and it shouldn't be under your butt and it shouldn't be at the top of your butt, somewhere at the middle where the widest part is and the hardest part is, okay? Yeah, sorry, my dummy is plastic, so it's not stable. It's not a human. It's not a human being. It has very hard flesh. Yes, so that's it. Yes, that is. Should be able to move freely. Can you see that? So yeah, basically that is it. And if you want to know the measurement, your skirt length, you just start taking from your waist, okay, to your hip, and then to anywhere you want your length to be. It can be a mini skirt, can be a knee-length skirt, can be a length to the floor. Anywhere you desire your length to be, yeah, that's where you take it up to. And the same time, and the same way, if you want to know your dress length, you put it at the nape of your shoulder, to your bust, to your waist, and then to your dress length measurements. So wherever you want your dress length to be, just use the tape right to that place. If you want it to be on the floor, just put it at the nape of your shoulder, pass it on your bust, on your waist, then to the floor. You get your floor length measurement. And now let's come to the arm. So to get your arm measurement, it will be your around arm circumference, or yes, you have to do it this way. Make sure that it moves freely. It shouldn't be tight and it shouldn't be so loose, but just to get an accurate measurement, it should be able to move freely, okay? And whatever you get, is your arm circumference or around arm measurement. And then for your sleeve, right from the shoulder to any length of your choice, okay, any length you desire. If you want a short sleeve, right, to wherever you want your short sleeve to be. If you want a midi-length sleeve, right, and this is a dummy, it cannot bend, it can't do anything. I think that I will just use mine. arm to show you. So if you are taking the sleeve measurement, it should be from your shoulder like this, and you should bend your arm. Okay, you should bend your arm like this, so up to your elbow and then to your wrist. Yeah, so wherever you want your length to be. You want a short length, you don't need to bend your arm, you just put your arm down, you take your short length. You want a midi length, you bend your arm. If you don't bend your arm and you finish sewing the dress, and you want to maybe move your arm like this, it's going to disturb you a little, it's going to be tight or something. Yeah, so you won't get the accurate length that you want. That is why it's good that you bend your arm, yeah, so that you get the accurate measurements. And if you want your wrist, you just take it here. This is your wrist, but this is your wrist, but it will be good if you take it a little bit forward, okay, so that your hand will be able to move, will be able to pass through freely, okay. So at least take it a little bit forward and let it move freely so that it's not so tight. You don't need to be twisting the hand and doing this all work, those dance movements, just to wear your dress. So basically that is all for today, and thank you so much for watching this video. If you haven't subscribed yet, kindly subscribe, and if you like the video, you can share it with your friends that are interested in sewing, and you can click on the notification button so that wherever I post a video, you will be notified. Thank you, and see you again in my next video. Bye.